James here, and today we're taking a look at this label from ACEMAGIC. That's right, ACEMAGIC Mini PC. This is their S1. Now this S1, of course, is a nice little mini PC. It comes in this box. Inside this box, you're going to be greeted with pretty much everything you need to actually run this device. Now, of course, I'm going to set some things aside because we really don't need a few things. You're going to be greeted with, of course, the mini PC, which is right here. You're then going to be greeted with a magnetic base, and we're going to show you guys that in a second. And then you get a box of papers. No, it's not a box of papers, guys. Come on, keep up with the times. It's actually, you're going to be your power cord and a mini HDMI cord. So you have your standard wall plug, right? And then it's going to have an HDMI cord so you guys can pair it up to a monitor with that. That's all there is. You're going to need your own keyboard and mouse. Now, this mini PC, guys, this is it right here, and this mini PC has 16 gigabytes of DDR in it. So you do have 16 gigabytes of DDR RAM. You have a 512 gigabyte SSD in here, guys. If I pop it over and turn it around, you guys will notice there's a back panel. The back panel does, of course, come off. It is magnetic and will pop off. You'll be greeted with your RAM. This is so damn RAM. So you do have, of course, that DDR, I believe it's DDR4, 16 gigabytes of RAM right here, guys, in this. Now, the RAM cannot expand. That's what you have with the RAM. That's where you're going to be with the RAM, right? So that's it, 116 gigabyte. Now, with this, you have a 512 gigabyte SSD, this little SSD, but they have a second slot where you can add another SSD. Cool thing is you actually can swap out the main one, guys, and have two of those inside this kit. Now, this is also an Alder Lake N97 12th gen CPU that's going to do about, I believe, 3.6 gigahertz with this, guys. So at 32 megahertz, you're going to get about 3.6 gigahertz with this. It's a 4-thread, 4-core, 6 megabyte L3 cache, and it's going to take about 25 watts of power. Now, of course, like I said, the lid's kind of cool because it is magnetic and does pop on and off. It'll allow you to see your RAM and your SSD with this like that. And I kind of like that they do that with this. To open it, you'll literally just grab the side and set it around. Now, you can pretty much put the lid whatever direction you want, but it's not going to stick. Because it's magnetic, it's only going to stick to one direction. Now, you have dual Cat5 connections. So you have dual RJ45 Ethernet cables. You also have two HDMI ports, one 3.5 plug, and then you have your DC plug. Now, on the opposite side, you're going to have 4 USB hubs, 2 standard and 2 USB 3.0s with this. And then on the front, you actually have a little LCD screen. This does have Windows 11 Pro to run this. Now, you'll actually have to turn it on, do your thing, set it up, and all that stuff when you go to do this. I'm going to actually do that real quick, but the one thing I want to talk about is this has actually got Wi-Fi, so it does have, of course, Wi-Fi 6 built in and Bluetooth 5.2, so you do have that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up over on the table over here. I'm going to actually use my KYY portable monitor, hook it up, and we're going to grab a keyboard and mouse, and we're going to actually see what this can do and see what this little display shows. Guys, give me a second. Let me swatch views. Okay, guys, we now have the ACEMAGIC PC, the S1, hooked up. We have it hooked up to the KYY portable monitor. We're going to hit the power button. You guys are going to see how fast it is to load. Of course, there's the screen just kicking on because it's getting the power from the PC. In a second, it's actually going to come on, and it's going to load into our login screen within seconds. It's that quick, that simple. We're in, we're loaded, the PC's up and ready to run. That is super, super fast, very, very amazingly fast and beautiful. Now, a few things. It has a screen. You have a display screen on this piece. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch views so you guys can actually see that display screen. Okay, we're now in that display screen. The cool part about that display screen is we can actually change the looks of it just by that. Now, you guys are seeing right there, it actually comes in and this does a few things. It's going to change the screen. It's going to allow us to do what we want with that. And I kind of think that's really cool that we can have a screen that shows us a lot of different stuff. From our wattage being taken, to our CPU temp, which is 51 Celsius, to our max load or memory load, a CPU load, and of course, fan speed. Now, it's showing you guys max fan speed, and that's kind of cool that it's allowing that. But we can actually change it around if we want. We can actually change the themes to different background themes. We can customize it if we really want to. We can do like this, and I'll show you guys 1 second. Let's grab that. Let's grab CPU power, and let's say OK. Now you're going to see the background change just that quick, that simple. Very easy, very fast. Now this PC is actually quite surprisingly how quick it loads and how much everything works with this. And that's kind of cool that it can do all that. Now another thing, it does have, of course, the RGB down at the bottom right here. That RGB coloration, if I back up a little bit, can actually be swapped and changed as well. Right now it is on memory, or rainbow. If I go to breathing, it's going to breathe in and out. If I go to color cycle, it's going to change the color cycles, of course, with that. I can adjust the brightness, and of course I can do the speeds of changing with it. I can go to auto, where it's going to switch through all of these by itself. That quick, that simple, great little piece. Now, I'm going to change views one more time, and I want to talk about a few things before we... Okay, now I'm in hand mode with the camera. You guys can see right here where that's the coloration. But you guys will see all the cabling, right? The cabling from the monitor isn't the issue. It's the cabling on this mini PC. Because all of the USB ports are on top, you do have all those cables sitting out in the open. So you may want to hide this PC in some place. Now on the back, you guys have the two cables there as well. Now, of course, I could have tidied up these cables, but we're on a desk showing you guys what this could look like or what it couldn't look like. This is, of course, your mesh you're going to have to clean up. Problem is you'll always have this bunch up here. Now, you can definitely put them in a wire hider if you guys want to thin it down, but just a little thing. Now, you do have the two RJ45 connectors, so if you use those two, that's two more wires coming out of this. Now, of course, you do have one more open space with this. You may not need to power your monitor off this like I did, but you could definitely do that. You have that beautiful little screen right there that's actually quite amazing. Now, the load up times and, of course, the internet speeds on this is actually very, very beautiful as well. The ACEMAGIC S1 is a nice little PC that you might enjoy.